So it's very important to understand that our subconscious mind is not an objective observer of reality. And it can take one experience and let that one experience program into us a fear, even though that event is not an event which has happened regularly. We cannot say that this is the norm in life. This is what will happen daily in life. It happened once in 20 years. Although we drove so many times in those 20 years. Understand? So it's important to understand that memory and holding on to the past and allowing the mind to be programmed by past experiences causes us to distort the image of the future and to fear future events which there is no reason for us to believe will happen, because the statistics are that they will not, or that there's a very small statistical possibility of that happening. If we take 1 out of 20 times 365, it's a small statistical probability. And the last aspect I would like to speak about is the fact that we don't live in the present. As I mentioned earlier, we fear the future based on the past. A mind which exists in the present seldom has fear. It may have fear when the lion walks in the room, or when the earthquake is going on, or when he is confronted with a situation. If you examine your fears, they're not those kinds of fears. They're fears about what will happen. We're not living in the present. So a person who's not living in the present moment is more subject to fear. His mind just goes over and over and over again with the same things. Maybe this will happen. If this happens, and he starts creating plans. Well, I'll do this, and if the other happens, I'll do that. And the mind is completely lost in this process of programming, something which never happens in the end. And he's lost so much of the present, so much of the beauty of the present moment, programming what he's going to do to handle this imaginary thing which may happen, which never happens, and we lose most of our lives. Most of our lives is eaten away by this kind of thinking, which is based on fear, and causes us to create whole scenarios within our minds, scenes within our minds, of what we're going to do. This is called attack thinking. It means the thinking of being attacked and how we're going to attack. The potential fear, the potential danger, and what we're going to do about this danger. We waste a large portion of our lives in this kind of mental process. So for next week, next week we're going to talk about ways to overcome fear. I'm going to give you 10 techniques for overcoming fear. But in order to work on that, I would like you to have looked more deeply into yourselves to determine what are your fears. Let's look at the questionnaire which we have given you today. Fear, discovering and overcoming our fears. Fear is our greatest obstacle towards happiness, growth, success, peace of mind, and harmonious relationships. Behind every negative emotion there is some hidden fear. Let us search out these fears and liberate ourselves from them. Remember that you may not consciously feel a fear, but that it may be a subconscious fear. Check out your inner child. Please make a list of fears which may exist in your subconscious mind. We will present to you here some common fears to help you out. Add whichever others you can think of. Remember that a fear can be expressed as a variety of emotions such as insecurity, anxiety, uncomfortableness, rejection for others or for ourselves, weakness, worry, inability, confusion, fear, depression, denial, shock, hysteria, panic, paralysis, anger, hate, aggressiveness, violence, etc. So, as we say, you can see the fire because of the smoke which is created. The smoke is our uncomfortableness, our negativity, our negative emotions, And the fire behind that is the fear, and the substance of that fire is certain beliefs. So for this week, I would like you to see what are those moments in which you feel those uncomfortable feelings, and what is the object of the fear. Sometimes we can't understand what it is. It's not very easily definable. And to write down what you believe, what you feel, and what you believe about that which is causing you to fear it. Here are some possibilities. Your death, sudden death by accident, death of a loved one, illness, being paralyzed, growing old, war, earthquakes, snakes, rats, mice, cockroaches. You can circle whichever it is. Dogs, cats, failure at work, in relationships, at school, at life, rejection from others, being laughed at by others, criticism, loneliness, financial insecurity, others' aggressiveness, the dark, the unknown, God or His punishment, losing your freedom, losing your self-worth, conflicts with others, the sea, heights, fires, boats, planes, cars, elevators, small places, large gatherings of people, to travel by yourself, to lose your sanity, to be rejected in a love relationship, the opposite sex, microbes and dirty things, and add others on the back of this page. So I would like you to search out this week so that we can move on next week. Whatever may cause you to have a sense of fear or uncomfortableness, try to see the emotions, the specific emotions you have when you're in contact with those objects, and if you can find the beliefs. What do I believe about spiders? What do I believe about elevators? What do I believe about death? What do I believe about the death of a loved one? What do I believe about illness, about old age, which creates those emotions within me? The cause of our reality is our beliefs. Okay, any questions about